Well, good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. I trust that you are doing well this glorious Friday morning. Oh, okay. Information came out last night. Um, Former President Trump has been indicted on charges of having classified materials at his home in Mar-a-Lago on 37 different counts. Basically, the Justice Department has thrown the book at former President Trump. The president uh, posted on Truth Social that this was a continuation of the greatest witch hunt in the history of American government. And I will be honest with you, I think that he may not be wrong. The only problem is that he is on tape talking about it, which is the difference between Hillary and Pence and Biden and Obama and Bush, uh, Ford, others. Almost every president in the modern era has been not indicted, but tasked with not being able to keep all the classified documents where they were. It's sort of a condition. I don't even know if it's a problem necessarily, but it is a condition. Uh, and I think it's because of the quick transition period when presidents have to leave and the new president has to come. So it is a condition. I don't believe it's necessarily even a problem, but a condition. And maybe there needs to be, maybe there needs to be some mechanism by which that process could be better, that the National Archives could come in upon the transfer of power, the peaceful transfer of power, and make sure that there aren't any classified documents leaving where they should be. Now, why they don't do this already, I don't know. And you don't know, but they don't. Um, but in an effort not to play whataboutism, I have a question, and I tweeted this earlier. I do have a question. Um, if Trump is going to be indicted for having classified documents in a place where they shouldn't be, why didn't Hillary get indicted for the same thing, or Bill Clinton for the same thing, or Joe Biden for exactly the same thing? For exactly the same thing. I need to know why. I need to know why the difference. And I think that a lot of people need to know why the difference. Now, is according to Alan Dershowitz, the Fed's case is super weak. I don't know if it is or not. I'm not a doctor or an attorney, and I don't play one on the radio, so I don't know. Um, but what I do know is this: I do know that what this is going to do is just steal the resolve of the most ardent Trump supporters. And it will have an effect, and if it continues, um, it's going to have an effect on the election. There isn't any doubt. And normally in this country, before we all went crazy, lost our minds, started participating in all sorts of group hallucinations, um, the FBI and the DOJ and the CIA and the NSA sort of stayed out of presidential politics as to not affect the outcome of a presidential election. But it seems like recently, now correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, that that's what those agencies have been all about. When you have FBI agents basically saying, no, don't worry about it, Trump won't be president. Huh. And they had an insurance plan, right? Why would they do that? What are they so afraid of? What are these government agencies? Now, I understand what Joe Biden's afraid of. I mean, that's obvious. But what are these other governmental agencies, the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, DOJ? What are they so afraid of? What can one person, even if that person is the president of the United States, do to upset the apple cart in such a way? I I don't understand. I just don't get it. But in a letter sent on Friday, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan again called out U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland and demanded answers and information regarding the federal government's raid and subsequent indictment of former President Donald Trump for his handling of classified documents after leaving office. Citing the DOJ's action against Trump while ignoring the mishandling of classified information by Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. See, we just want to know what's the difference that have created a serious appearance of double standard and the miscarriage of justice. Chairman Jordan lays out the situation as it stands now. Here's what Jordan, it's part of what Jordan wrote. The Biden Department of Justice reportedly is about to indict a former president and President Biden's chief rival in the upcoming presidential election. According to reports, the department will indict President Donald Trump despite declining to indict former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for her mishandling of classified information and failing to indict President Biden for his mishandling of classified information. The indictment creates, at minimum, a serious appearance of double standard and a miscarriage of justice, an impression that only strengthened by the allegations that a Biden Justice Department lawyer inappropriately sought to pressure a Trump affiliated lawyer with the prospect of a judgeship. Additional information recently obtained by the committee about the department's execution of a search warrant on President Trump's residence only reinforces our grave concerns that your reported actions are nothing more than a politically motivated prosecution. He continues, on June 7, 2023, days before the reported indictment of former President Trump, the committee conducted a transcribed interview with Stephen Dianoto, who served as former assistant director in charge of the FBI's Washington field office, and one of the most senior FBI officials in charge of efficating. What is that? Yeah, the unprecedented raid on President Trump's residence at Mar-a-Lago. During his testimony, he expressed strong concerns with the department's pursuit of the raid and noted several unusual features in the department's handling of the case. He also, who had this dude had 20 years plus of FBI experience, noted his frustration the FBI was going to be left holding the bag again with respect to the search of President Trump's residence. The Judiciary Committee, with a deadline of June 16th, which is in 6 days, has requested this. First, all documents and communication referring or relating to meetings between FBI and Justice Department officials prior to the execution and search warrant of President Trump's private residence. Two, all documents and communication referring or relating to the execution of a search warrant on President Trump's private residence, including those sent or received by the following FBI and Justice Department officials. officials: Paul Abate, Matthew Olson, Jay Bratt, George Takas, and Stephen Dionodal. And three, all documents and communications between or among Washington field office agents and employees in the U.S. Secret Service about a potential search of the president's residence. As Chairman Jordan pointed out, the appearance of a two-tiered system of politicized justice in the United States continues to become more clear. There's one system for Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, and their pals, while another system is used against Donald Trump, other Republicans, and conservatives seeking to exercise their God-given freedoms. This is a mess. There's no way. I don't. I don't care. I don't care if you think Trump hangs the moon or he's the Antichrist. It doesn't really matter. What we have here is a hot mess. There is obviously, if you've been paying attention at all, at least the appearance of a two-tiered system, one that lets certain people go free, and the other that is trying to lock him up for what could be 100 years, which is amazing, right? Which is amazing. We don't know how any of this is going to work out. I'm not even going to fathom a guess. Again, what I do know is that this steals the resolve. This steals the resolve of the Trump supporters. Now, at the same token, candidates that were running against Donald Trump for the Republican nomination do not have to come to his defense. I think that Ron DeSantis walks the line nicely by stating exactly what we stated here. There seems to be a two-tier justice system that makes us literally the banana republic. People are said we were under Trump. Amazing, isn't it? Anyway, listen, I want you guys to have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Take some time off. Put your feet up, and and if you imbibe, have a cold, frosty adult beverage. This is just coffee. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye bye now.